Scott Groves here with another mortgage mystery. Should I or could I pay down my loan? And if I do pay down my home loan, what is a recast or a reamortization? All right, a lot to chew on here. First of all, let's say, for example, you have a $500,000 mortgage and you've come into some windfall money of $100,000. Either you have some additional savings that isn't going to other asset classes, maybe you inherited some money, you won a small scratcher ticket on the lotto, you got a bonus for work, and now you're thinking, oh, maybe I'll pay down my mortgage. I'm paying 3% on my mortgage. That's a guaranteed way to make a 3% return by paying down my mortgage. Now, should you or could you? The answer is yes, you always can. Should you is a much deeper question where you should have a conversation with a loan officer like myself or a financial planner who you trust and say, hey, what's the cost benefit analysis of paying down my mortgage versus maybe putting that money into the market? However, if you decide that either for your own mental stability or your desire to be debt-free and mortgage-free, or because you and your financial planner come to the decision that it's the best option, if you decide to pay down your mortgage, here's the interesting part. Do you want to pay down your mortgage to improve the cash flow, meaning drop your monthly payment, or do you want to pay your mortgage off earlier? So here's how a 30-year fixed mortgage is. We'll go back to our example of a $500,000 mortgage. Let's say you have a $500,000 mortgage with a $2,500 a month payment, and you come into $100,000 to pay down that mortgage. If you were to pay down the mortgage by $100,000, your very next mortgage statement would show a $400,000 mortgage balance, but it would still show a $2,500 mortgage payment. And that's because you're on a 30-year fixed term on that mortgage. So whether you pay an extra $100 a month towards the principal, or whether you pay an extra $100,000 in a given month to the principal, it's not going to change your monthly payment. It's just going to eat years off of the back end of the loan. So you have two options here if you decide that you want to go forward and pay down your mortgage. Option number one in this hypothetical, you pay down your mortgage $100,000, you continue to make that $2,500 a month payment, and then you pay off the loan, let's say hypothetically in 19 years instead of the remaining 28 years that you have on the mortgage term. Conversely, the other option is to get what's called a recast or a reamortization. Most companies allow this, and you can call your customer service phone number on your mortgage statement and have them handle this, usually for free, sometimes for $100 and $200 in processing fees. And the recast reamortization goes something like this. Again, back to the example, $500,000 mortgage, you're paying down the mortgage by $100,000, and your payment's $2,500. And let's say you have 28 years remaining on your mortgage. You can call the lender and say, hey, I'm going to pay down my mortgage by $100,000. I would like you to recast or re-amortize my debt based on the remaining 28 years that I have on this mortgage, based on the remaining $400,000 that I owe on this mortgage. So in this scenario, after about 30 days of processing and paperwork, the lender will send you a new document to sign. You will not have to refinance. You will not have to change the structure of your loan or go through shopping for new interest rates. And your payment in this hypothetical will go from $2,500 a month down to about $2,000 a month because you paid off $100,000 in principal, and you'll be on the same path to pay off that house in 28 years. Now, before you do a recast or a reamortization, it always makes sense to check in with a lender like myself to see if interest rates have dropped. Because if interest rates have dropped and you can intrinsically get a lower payment, one, because you're paying down, in this scenario, the $100,000 in money, but also two, maybe look at getting a lower interest rate by doing a refinance, you might be able to kill two birds with one stone. So just to recap, the first thing is to figure out, should I pay down the mortgage? Of course you can, but you want to make an informed decision about where else you could deploy that money and if paying down the mortgage is your best financial decision. So talk to people you trust, find a fiduciary, find a financial planner who can help you with this conversation. First, make the decision, should I pay down the mortgage? Number two, check with a lender like myself to see if interest rates have dropped, because maybe you want to pay down this mortgage and refinance at the same time. And then number 3, if you pay down the mortgage and you want to improve your monthly cash flow now that the mortgage balance is so much lower, call the loan servicer, that's the phone number at the top of your mortgage statement, and ask them to do a recast or a reamortization of your mortgage payment based on the new lower mortgage balance. I hope this helps. If you have any questions about a refinance, a recast, a reamortization, I love talking about this stuff. Give us a call, shoot us an email, get directly on our calendar with the Calendly link below. We would love to help you out with a mortgage or a refinance anywhere in the nation. Talk soon. Also, hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment. If you got this far, do me a favor, hook it up on the channel, and make sure you help us with the algorithm here on YouTube. So click the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe.